Earnings season, pretty good so far. It continues with Morgan Stanley and Netflix due today. Let's dig into the numbers with Gary B. Smith, Kadina Group President and Fox News contributor, and Dominick Tavella, President of Diversified Private Wealth Advisors. Dominick, I want to begin with you. We've seen a small number of companies report so far, but more than 85% have beaten expectations. So the question is, do you expect to see earnings rise more than the expected 14%?
Well, look, we clearly had priced in a worst-case scenario in the fourth quarter, world, global, synchronized recession, and under those circumstances, earnings were really going to be disappointing. What we're finding right now is that worst-case scenario hasn't happened. Maybe will never happen. Hopefully, it'll never happen. And so I think we'll continue this process of better-than-expected earnings and hope for the best.
The outlooks, Gary, have been pretty decent so far, as far as the banks are concerned, at least. So were all those concerns that Dominick was talking about, do they just go away, or do we have new concerns? Because now we face the shutdown, the continued trade negotiations, and Brexit.
Yeah, exactly, Lauren. It seems like we have a new concern almost every day. You can throw in the Fed also into that, you know, as you mentioned, the shutdown, we have the tariffs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's about as easy for companies to look into the future as it is for you and I. I tend to think that, like per Dominick's comments, a lot of these companies rode some pretty nice tailwinds in the fourth quarter. There wasn't much on the horizon. They took effect of the tax breaks. A lot of that, the tax effect is going to go away. I predict coming up with all the things that we talked about, all those barriers to see earnings kind of level off. I think that's going to be reflected as it was in Apple's forecast going forward, that things could get a little rocky.
So then, Dominick, should we, and I know they're all different companies, different sectors, but should the theme for 2019 be more one like Apple or one like Bank of America? The CEO saying the consumer and the business environment is healthy. Which one is it?
Look, the consumer is very healthy, but I do agree with Gary on this one. These companies had tremendous earnings in 2018. A big component of that was the tax cut. Going forward, looking forward, they don't have those kind of tailwinds. So I think more reasonable earnings growth overall. I think the consumer stays healthy, and we hopefully nothing comes along to shock the economy.
The first so-called FANG stock to report, Gary, is Netflix. It comes after the closing bell today. We just had a guest on, Ian Wishingrad, and he thinks Netflix still has a hot hand here, and they can push through these price increases, and subscribers are going to say no big deal. What do you think, Gary?
Exactly. Look, you know, it's kind of everyone needs for a lot of stocks, just look in their own wallet. I'll give you a good example. I have not downloaded a new app or used any of Apple's services or bought a new iPhone really in months. Netflix, I'm using every single day. I mean, they just increased prices. I'll be honest with you, I don't even care. I don't even know what the prices are. I think most people out there are in my camp. They're like, whatever it is, I'm still using it and I still love it. That's real pricing power right there.
But now, Dominick, Disney and some other entities, Time Warner, are taking their content off of Netflix as they start their own streaming services. Does that worry you?
It worries them. So, you know, look, content is king, and not having access to this will potentially affect their revenue stream going forward if they can't get the subscribers to come on board. But they're doing a pretty good job of getting those subscribers to come on board. And as Gary pointed out, people don't seem that sensitive to this kind of price increase. Look at Apple. They were very sensitive to the price increases of those phones. So look at how you spend your own money. You'll know where the money's going. You'll know where the company profits are going to be.
All right, Dominick and Gary, I love that you two are agreeing this morning. Let's go watch a show together on Netflix. See you guys later. Thank you.
Thank you.